Kokumi said to meet her. Do you still remember this place? Paimon remembers we came by here last. That was back when you did your stint as captain of Swordfish too. Things on the island must have changed a lot since then. Oh, shall we take a...
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. Marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea.
General Goro, sir, do you have a verdict?
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise that a Fatui ship is moored nearby. This explains their aggressive posture. We could split into 2 teams, one to draw their attention, and the other to circle around behind enemy lines and set fire to their ship. Then again, Madame Kokumi made clear that we are not to split up without sufficient forces. We'd risk being picked off one by one until our whole line of defense disintegrates.
Sir, shall I send for reinforcements?
I doubt there's time. Based on their movements, they'd likely be gone before our troops arrived. Her Excellency's directives also stipulate that we should wait in ambush and avoid making the first move.
Sir, we're just gonna stand by and watch them leave?
Her Excellency's directives also state help may arrive when all seems lost. As for where this help is supposed to come from...
Hey, Goro! What are you guys up to?
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Her Excellency's directives are as reliable as ever. Recently, the remnants of the Fatui forces have been unusually active. We've been monitoring their movements, waiting in ambush here. Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to split into 2 teams. Can we ask you to keep them occupied?
Hard to say no when it's the Fatui. Whatever they're planning, we...
Good. There's not a moment to lose. We'll go behind enemy lines and sabotage their ship. Let's meet back here afterward. Watch yourselves. We'll be back shortly.
Seems like the Resistance still remembers us.
Behold, the...
Have a load of this! Flash frost!
No rest. Twin blade!
For a flash
Midnight Phantasmagoria. With the wind!
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency.
Let me weave you a berth.
Let's do this quickly! You need to hurry up!
doctor was seen.
An unfortunate fall.
No rest for the wicked. Wind blade.
A bitter peltus.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Let's end this quickly.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
Remember, health comes first. Mind the side effects.
Let's end this quickly.
No, my sword.
I summon...
Disappear. Wind blade.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Let's end this quickly.
Wind blade.
Rain outlines your fate.
Mind the side effects.
Comrades, they've set the ship on fire! An arson attack! Curse them! They leave us no choice but to attack! Comrades, let's make them regret it! It should be fun. This first.
Wings of darkness!
fulfill my
Come,
duty.
sever night from day!
No slacking off!
Wind blade.
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pill to swallow.
Witness the power of Kokos.
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
The doctor was seen.
No rest.
Can this be?
You can't run.
This isn't over.
My work.
No, my sword.
A bitter pill to swallow.
I miscalculated.
I summon thee!
This first.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
That seemed to work. Finally, some quiet.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no way to prevent their escape without you.
What's that you're holding? Is it the directives from Coco? Let Paimon see! Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, no, not all of them.
Are you serious?
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are her general operational directives, which are more comprehensive than most. Still, we're fortunate to have them. They make sure we're prepared for every eventuality, no matter how complex.
Oh, understanding every eventuality sounds tiring enough.
Captain, are you back on Watatsumi Island to lead Swordfish 2 again? We've all been feeling your absence. Her Excellency says that now is a time of peace, and that we should reduce the size of the military and focus on helping the civilian population. About half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting the platoons. The other half have been given various other functions like patrol, construction, and farming. Of course, not everyone's happy about it. The other day, an old buddy of mine was grumbling about being forced to build houses. Said they'd have to drag him away from the front line, kicking and screaming.
The spirit of the resistance is alive and well, huh? Anyway, we're here because Kokomi invited us to the victory feast. Do you know where we could...
I believe Her Excellency is currently at Boro Village. There were reports of a possible disturbance over there. If I'm not mistaken, Her Excellency, we should probably get going ourselves. And, also, on your way over, please, I'm sensing a growing unease among them, but I don't know what's causing it. They won't say. They used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is, they're keeping it hidden. I don't like it one bit. I suspect there's trouble afoot.
Sounds good. Paimon was just thinking it'd be good to see everyone again. Ready when you are.
Wait, aren't you Captain of Swordfish? Oh, it is you! Oh, you have our gratitude. I wasn't with Swordfish 2. But I did see you in Tataris. Oh, you really gave it to those shogunate samurai in the fight of honor. Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your service. On edge, you say? Oh, yeah. In fairness, the battle isn't long over, and, well, perhaps it isn't quite over for them. You know what I mean? Every single person looked death in the face that day. Victory's declared, and all of a sudden, the fighting's over. But people can't just snap. I don't know what else it could be, but what I do know is that as long as Her Excellency is with us, Watatsumi Island is safe. And all the more so now that you're back. Seriously, if there's ever any—
What a nice guy. Let's go ask some other people.
Peace. Don't I know? I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Can't place you, but I'm guessing you're not unsettled. Unsettled. Not that I would, necessarily. I keep to myself, mostly. We're at peace now, finally, and I, for one, intend to make the most of it. My life right now is about two things. Sorry that I can't be more help to you.
Huh. Seems he's about to fall asleep. Let's leave him to rest and go find someone else.
Ugh, I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking. I mean, peace talks? Give me a break. Why would she agree to that?
Exactly. Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryou Commission. I heard they've been secretly coordinating with the Fatui and plan to continue—
Wait, for real? You're sure of this?
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in with a few Fatui. They caught them conspiring together first.
I knew it! The Tenryou Commission are a bunch of crooks. They'll never change. Honestly, it's kind of naive for Her Excellency to take them at their word, isn't it?
Shh! Keep your voice down. Someone's
Hey there! What you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing?
No, let's not mention it. He's one of her closest advisors. For all we know,
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're right. We should probably play it welcome back to Watatsumi Island, Captain. Nothing to report here. Everything is A-okay.
Her Excellency should be in the village at present. Head straight over if you wish, Captain.
Paimon definitely detected some hush-hush going on there. But if they aren't gonna talk...
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryo Commission with goods. I knew something was off about a Tenryo Commission merchant doing business here. So,
I'm innocent!
Ha! You're as guilty as they come. You never should have been allowed to set foot on the side. Take him away!
Wait! Kokomi! Something's going down over here!
Your Excellency! This merchant is suspected of criminal activity. Our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has made numerous purchases, but no sales. And yet he has no stock in his possession.
I haven't!
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Everyone take a deep breath with me. In and out. Matsuda, Uchimura, I understand that you're concerned for the safety of Watatsumi Island. But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, we must give him the... If he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. But if he's innocent, excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have some concerns surrounding your commercial activity here. Perhaps you could...
Of course! I can explain. I'm a trader on the island. So naturally, I built up some inventory. I was planning to hold off on selling until the prices went up, but then, but then I was robbed by the Fatui. They took everything. Now, you think about that. First, I lose all my inventory, then I get treated like a criminal.
And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't prove they took his goods. And even if they did, it'll still end up in the Tenryo Commission's hands. They're in this together.
What? The Tenryo Commission are colluding with the Fatui now? I suppose it is true.
What, the Tenryo Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fighting's already... We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently. It doesn't seem like he'd have the time to... But on the way over here, we accidentally,
It has been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryo Commission soon. The Kamisato clan has arranged for them to take... Kujo, Sara, and I will be accompanied by our guards. We will use the talks to discuss future... But just as arrangements for the peace talks began to fall into place, I started hearing if that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap. Even the Kamisato clan could be involved. Sir, are you quite certain that your goods were stolen by the Fatui?
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my goods and then they ran off that way.
Very well. The potential ramifications of this incident are serious. However, if we find evidence to corroborate the claims of collusion between the Fatui and the Tenryo Commission, I expect you to...
Yes, of course.
Matsuda? Uchimura?
Well received, Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? Good. I look forward to seeing how you've progressed lately. I also have a few new things to teach you. All right.
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent.
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it, it used to be a hilichurl camp.
Looks pretty heavily...
Not by brute force, that's for sure. But that's not a problem. The terrain here gives us an advantage, and we haven't given our enemies in the light while we are in the shadows. Strategically, we have the upper hand. Option 1. Take the king, and it's checkmate. The Fatui's presence in Inazuma is weak. If we strike from above and take down their leader first, The rest of them will be hard-pressed to put up a serious fight. Option 2. Hit them where it hurts. Over there, for example. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight without alerting them, it would deal them a devastating blow. They'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale and fighting. Option 3. Use the environment against them. We're close to the sea here, so the air is very humid. I can gather the water vapor, you add a touch of lightning, and together we can shock them into submission.
Wow, that's our grand strategist.
That will depend on our assessment of our own abilities. A surprise attack from the air is the quickest solution. But with an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle. But if we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. All right, we'll draw them out first. I haven't had much chance to fight alongside you in the past. Still, not to worry. Even if okay, let's clear out the camp and... A brash maneuver! Their movements have become rigid and sluggish. We make a good team.
So this.
Let's move.
This realm is no home for a princess.
Remember, help comes first.
Let me weave you a verse.
You can't run!
I
miscalculated.
rebuild!
Unfortunate fault.
Excellent work.
All thanks to your
Actually, even the best tactics live or die on the strength of those executing them. Winning a battle takes a concerted effort from everyone involved.
Now that you mention it, Paimon did make a pretty big contribution, huh? Hey!
I must admit, I wasn't expecting to find the Fatui laying low in a Hilichurl camp. Presumably, they've been operating... What's their objective? Heard the let's scour the camp for evidence. If the merchant's story is true, the
All right, time to take a look around. Whoa! This place is chock full of bomb-making materials! Hey, look here! Could these belong to the merchant? So these are the Fatui food supplies? They look a little past their best.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Kokomi! Kokomi! We found the
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods: food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. And by contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryou Commission has any... In all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant. Nothing quite as scandalous as Matsuda and Uchimura.
He's hardly a saint, though, right? How could he stockpile things that people are desperate for? We're not just gonna give them back to him and let him go.
Don't worry. I had already foreseen. In my recently issued post-war temporary decree, I included restrictions on the prices of essential everyday goods. These items will ultimately reach the people at a reasonable price. If he had taken the time to read the decree, it's unlikely he ever would have ended up in this predicament.
Kokomi, you think of everything.
I wish that were true. Take this alleged collusion between the Tenryou Commission. The low energy doesn't.
Huh?
Nothing. Come on, it's not long now until the victory feast. It'll be a race.
Got it! First we mend the peace. The doctor was.
My goods! You got them back, huh? Thank you, Your Excellency. And you see, I told you I was innocent.
I'm not so sure. You could have easily planned the whole thing with the
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates, they would have left some evidence of.
But what?
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods. As agreed, this is.
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All brawn and no brains coming to me with your crazy conspiracies.
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temporary decree. You must bear the consequences. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, I abide by just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have been proven innocent of the more serious allegations leveled at you.
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away. Time to pay...
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up. Those of a Tenryou Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. Leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. As for the rest, I'll leave you to sift through and try to... I know, that's a lot to ask.
Not at all, Your Excellency. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this. I know the peace talks are coming up, so...
I understand your concern. I'll be sure... I'm going to take these items back to the... Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you. It's been a long time since I last came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine. You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not. It was close to the statue of the Seven. Back then. But after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let go eventually.
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself, okay? All of our fates depend.
Thanks for your concern, but I'm fine.
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun's army, peace is not something that can simply be declared. If we reconcile with them, the god who...
Come on, that's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over. We should be grateful to be at peace once more.
I know, it's just... we should remain strong in these negotiations. We mustn't be too ready to compromise.
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully, and be sure to proceed appropriately.
Wonderful. We're all
Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year. If she makes it into Sangonomiya, I'll be one very happy mother. I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from Her Excellency directly, just look at Her Excellency, still so young, but so mature.
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year. Let me bring you up to speed on the latest situation.
Oh, Your Excellency, isn't this the captain of Swordfish 2? Will he—
Your Excellency!
Please, though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it to the shrine. Are you all right? Me too. It does get pretty annoying.
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items.
Oh, we retrieved those already. No need—
Really? That's fantastic. You never cease to amaze us here. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in—
That's today?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived safely. We're just—
I see. Well, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the entrance.
Yay! The victory feast! Just to be clear...
That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watatsumi Island specialties, which I'm sure...
Great! See you tomorrow then! That's weird. How is she still not here? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment.
So strange.
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, the footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, only when the visit. As far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times. I'm sure that...
Kokomi really does think of everything. All right.
We can do this!
Are you sure this is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look. Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna...
I apologize.
You got sick? We'll go find...
No. It's...
You run on energy?
No. It's just a figure of speech. I'm ashamed. You noticed? I guess, to be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. And at first, my dream constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, while also commanding their respect. It doesn't, but because of my bloodline, I was always going to end up being the so whenever I feel overwhelmed, I come here to just lose myself. Don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over preparations for the victory feast to someone else. I have to make a speech tonight, and I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something could be wrong.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. If only there was some way I could listen. I was reading a book last time I was here, but...
We'll find it for you, and then we'll read it out to you, to help you...
You do that for... I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
So does Kokomi make time to deal with these? Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement. Consolidated Annual Report. This is a lot of work for one person. And it's on top of all the directives she had. Let's track down that book. Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted? Swordfish Captain came back today.
That's just, Give it here.
Guess that was the wrong one. Let's keep... It's gotta be this one. Look, there's even a bookmark. None of... Ooh, it's pretty dense. Paimon, well, let's take... Kokomi is...
I'm not sure, actually. Could you... Yes.
Kokomi? Oh no! She's found tonight's the victory feast! Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner! You sure that's a good... She does look pretty exhausted.
Avoid disaster. The war's over. Did you see? What time is it?
Yep, you've been out for ages. It's...
I haven't slept that big, thank you. Well, we better get ourselves...
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full energy!
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still...
Oh, how much energy...
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered...
That's great! We'll be rooting...
Welcome, everyone! Today is the day that we celebrate our victory. Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and none of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, this feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. I still have no further leads regarding the issue of potential collusion between... And I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure.
Watatsumi Island is finally at peace, and it's all recently. Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get back out on the ocean. During the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do with what little fish. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kids were crying all day and night, but there was just nothing I could do. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night long, trying to keep it together until... I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here, have a fish.
Oh!
Ah, come on, take it. Without you, we'd...
Okay, well...
Hey there! Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's remedy when you overdo the barbecue. Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryo Commission and the Fatui? It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. He's been acting strange these days, always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He scared the heck out of me a few times. It's a miracle the fighting has finally come to an end. Yeah, I really hope we don't go making any more trouble for ourselves. Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information. If you still...
Sounds promising. Let's go see what that guy's deal is.
Mind this.
This guy smells of booze.
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. You actually came back. I thought you...
Nuh-uh. We would never...
Is that so? All anyone talks about these days. Do you remember what the most important thing is to the Resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. I'll answer your questions, but only...
This? What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about that. You're a strong fighter. No wonder Her Excellency chose. You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain, comrade. We made it up. The story about the Tenryo Commission colluding with the Fatui. It didn't happen.
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick. What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into war with the...
Yes, the peace talks. Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future of Watatsu... What's to stop the Tenryo Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another Vision Hunt decree? We are the Resistance. Everything hinges on our war. We can't trust the Tenryo Commission or the Raiden Shogun. Surely you...
His point does kinda make sense, but something about it doesn't... Yeah, everything you said just... Are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for? All because of some imaginary situation that may not even happen?
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. What would you understand? For the sake of victory, we embodied the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person, but how can I? How can I? Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryo Commission and never forgive the Vision Hunter. I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sango Namiya if you want, but you're too...
Too late? Darn. What are we gonna do? This is really... The whole thing about the Tenryo Commission, they wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late to try and stop them, no matter what we do.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I'd perceived. I think I understand what Kozin means when he says it's. The talks don't begin until tomorrow. But both sides have already sent their. I highly suspect that one of Kozin's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the guards with an intent to reignite hostilities.
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to head over there now?
That won't work. Firstly, the act of. It would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack. Not to mention that we have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are in.
Sounds like a really tricky situation.
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Whatever, let's meet here again tomorrow. Well, here. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are. I took the liberty of writing them all down. This way, you will be able to.
Whoa, this is huge! Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt, coordinated attack. Wow, there are so many! But you've thought of a solution.
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional. It is a major step forward both for Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate. But any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. We will have to work all the harder if we want these as the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island. This responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But excellent. been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe...
Yes. Where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
That's right. He's here to bear witness. He experienced the war between us firsthand, and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today.
Seems reasonable. Then The first item is the Maritime Administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for what we intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring...
That's fine, but if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty.
Negotiations seem to be going pretty smoothly.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have The
problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is to succeed.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro Commission organize everything centrally...
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going to be...
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island...
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away from us. Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them!
Protect Madam Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
The last one, but hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu! The situation has changed. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concern, Madam Kujo. This is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an...
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished you two. Here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatu...
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could meet. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off conversation.
That's enough. When we were... Might I remind you that this is the Fatu... You should be having no interaction...
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma.
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep Inazuma in it. One day, I will hunt them down. We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state.
But of course, Madam Kujo, I have every confidence in your ability. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's rank.
It seems that I must I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall as for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options.
Seems like Kujo Sara's on the defensive now.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being.
I will bear this in mind. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet again.
Your Excellency,
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Your Excellency,
I have already been informed on the reasons for your... You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If I want to keep fighting...
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will. During the war, there were highs and there were lows. And in the end, that you saw nothing of the countless others who will... Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. They are tired of treading water and don't need you... I understand, I do. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to...
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was out either way. We are ready to accept sentencing.
Very well. Then I hereby declare... that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for you and your comrades will all be welcome to join. But be warned, the train...
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive, and I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai.
Thank you.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, and if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you...
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our... Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency.
I can feel my energy levels starting to drop.
Yeah.
Rain outlines your...
Let the show be...
Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has... recovering. Slowly. But today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of... I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time. Do you think so? To be honest, in the past, I was concerned, but I realize now that wasn't going far enough. People have all cut, I have a long way to go. But that's okay. In short, I've still got some maturing to do.